Just when I thought I couldn't find my way out, yeah, I searched the God in me to find my way out. I know it can seem way out, but the Creator flows to and through me from way out. I'm talking way out, yeah, yeah, yeah. See, if you believe in the God in you, it's a better place. Creating the force and the power to live a better. Just know that love and joy and peace is one in all of the same space. That you were chosen just like God. Your energy. That's right. Only you can make the change. Shake your head at you. Shine so bright from darkness to light. Hey, hey, hey. From darkness to light. Yeah. And you'll find your way out. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it won't seem way out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The power of God will flow through you from way out.
Welcome. This is Alchemizing Energy. As you can see, I have not been doing shows regularly. I have been underneath the weather, guys. So please pray for me as I go through this tough time. But we have been waiting on this show for like I would say at least a month. But Rabbi was very sick and everything, and some things have happened there, but I don't know why. But people have been going through some trials and tribulations. But the main thing is we're all like fighting through it, and we're all coming together to make things happen. So before we get into the Kabbalah, I wanted to talk about the I Tribe, which is Rabbi Rosenberg's organization. I Tribe is his organization uniting the Hebrew Israelites from around the globe, and I think it was a pretty interesting project. So his aim is to reunite the Israelites. So I wanted to like show a little bit of that before we bring him on, and also some of the work that is actually being done with our brother, the Mighty Hebrew. He's actually in places like Tanzania, really doing the work, So his website is called iTribe, and his goal is reuniting the lost tribes of Israel. Rabbi Rosenberg is taking funds and helping out those areas in Africa that might not have good internet service and things like this, trying to help the lost tribes have better opportunities to unite. So, and I think this is an honorable thing, But before we even bring him on, I wanted to actually show some of the work that Mighty Hebrew is actually doing in Africa. So let's check out some of the work that he's doing. Let's go.
Shalom Bahashim Yahweh HaKodesh Yisrael. This is the Mighty Hebrew, Nasi Prince Charlandine, Ben Ami Maltazayam, Ben Yasha'Allah Senior in Mahoba, Tanzania, with the Haya tribe. Say shalom, everybody. Shout out to Rabbi Harry Rosenberg and I Tribe. I want to start off with Sister Esther. Shalom. How you doing? So tell the people who you are, what tribe you come from, and what Bantu tribe you come from.
Shalom, everybody. My name is Sister Esther. I'm from Hara people. I'm tribe.
I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. And I just want to deal with the women. That's it. Real quick. So I noticed since I've been in Tanzania, amongst different Bantu tribes, the Chaga and Yombo, Haya, I noticed when y'all have I'm going to call it flowers. I call it flowers. When y'all have y'all flowers, y'all separate for 7 days. Is this a part of like Haya tradition? Y'all do that?
Yeah, right there. You don't have got the men now. You can wait for 7 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking that because the Haya being connected to the Bantu speaking Hebrews, I noticed in the Bible in Wayikra or Leviticus, the 15th chapter, when a woman is going through her flowers, she separates for 7 days. I also see that in Haya tradition also. So I want to shift it over. Thank you, Esther. I just wanted to ask you that. you look beautiful, by the way, too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna. There's another brother that's Haya. What's your name, brother? Okay. There was something that I caught that you said that was interesting. You were saying by nature that, and please translate what he said, Fernando. You were saying by nature that y'all keep the Sabbath, the Haya. Could you explain that a little bit? About the Shabbat, if I'm pronouncing it?
Sabato ni kama wale watu wa Sabato.
Sabato leo nasali Jumamosi. Sabato leo nasali Jumamosi na wafanye kazi yoyote. They don't go to church on Saturday. They go to Saturday, then they don't work on Saturday. They don't go.
Yani mwambie kwa Kiswahili.
Yani hawaendi kanisani, wanaenda kanisani Jumamosi. Na baada ya hapo wafanye kazi yoyote.
Jesus.
They're
talking about the Sabbath. How many of the Hayas still uphold the Sabbath. They don't work. They don't do anything. Some of them go to temples or churches. Okay. Can y'all tell me some stuff in English? So, what are y'all saying?
Sabato, they go to pray Saturday.
Okay.
So that they don't work. Saturday and Sunday, they don't work. They don't do anything. Yeah. Okay. Sabato, they go church to Saturday.
Okay.
And Saturday and Sunday they don't work.
I understand.
They just rest.
Okay. So y'all do that. Okay. And even though you're not Haya, you're Chaga, correct?
Yeah.
And I looked up that word Chaga. That's actually a Hebrew word. It has two words. You have a cha and you have a rat. And in it comes up to chaga, which means to like fence off with protection in the Hebrew. And I found that interesting. So you say that on the Sabbath, even with chaga, y'all don't work on the Sabbath too?
It depends, because if they're Catholic, they go to church Sunday.
Okay.
And they don't work Sunday.
Okay, so some chaga do on the Sabbath, and then some on Sunday, but they don't work.
Yeah, and they not called chaga, they are Catholic.
Okay.
Some they are Sabato, some they are Catholic, some they are Islam.
Oh, so some are Muslims, some are Sabbatarians, they keep the Sabbath and the holy days in the Bible, and then some are Christians. Yeah. Understand, very clear. Circumcision. I want to, and we got this brother. Tell the people your name, brother. We got this brother. He quiet. What's your name, brother? Hold on.
I brought you up too soon. I didn't get to play the rest of the video. I'm sorry. We cut the video when I brought you up, but I was just showing some of the work that you're doing in Africa, and it looks very beautiful. Can you give us some ideas of what you're actually doing for iTribe? Go ahead.
Absolutely. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Giving all praise and honor to Yahweh, the supreme, intelligent, powerful one of our forefathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Right now, I'm in Zanzibar, about to do some research on the Zane's tribe, sponsored by iTribe, Rabbi.
Oh, we kind of lost some audio there. We lost your audio, Mighty Hebrew. But welcome, Rabbi Rozenberg. Man, He is over there. Mighty Hebrew is over there doing work. He's actually in transit right now, so his audio might be freezing up a little bit. But he's over there doing the work. I was playing a little bit of like the stuff, like the conversation that they're having, learning more about what's going on in Africa when it comes to the Hebrew Israelites in Africa. And I'm thankful that you actually took the time out to actually invest in learning more about like the connection.
Extensive interviews with the
He's still talking. He don't even realize that the he's still talking. He don't know that the audio didn't cut out. Hold on, let me tell him. But welcome to the show. All right, he's trying to come back. All right, bring him up in here and bring him back. All right.
as y'all,
We kind of lost you. Go
as,
ahead.
yeah, as y'all know, I'm in travel mode. I'm in Zanzibar. Here go Rabbi Harry Rozenberg right here. So where I landed at the airport, I was all the way on the other side of the island to get to the same tribes. I'm gonna be taking footage of the slave ports because a lot of people don't know that the East African slave trade or the Arab slave trade was before the West African Hebrew slave trade. So what I'm doing is reconnecting all these Hebrew Bantu speaking tribes under one umbrella on the I tribe. So it's an honor and a privilege to be the Shagrir, the ambassador of I tribe. Shout out to Rabbi Harry Rozenberg. He's sponsoring this whole project here. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be able to make my dreams come to life. I've been doing a lot of social anthropological research for years. But shout out Rabbi, giving me the finances to help my dream come to life. Hallelujah.
Right. Shouts out to Pastor. I'm sorry, Rabbi Rosenberg, because I know that Mighty Hebrew has been trying to do this anthropological work in Africa. He's traveled on his own dime for the longest and struggled. And to have a person that like actually helped to push that information along to where he'll be able to write his book accordingly, and all the anthropological study that he's working on, it's a blessing to have a person to believe in your vision and back it. So, but without further ado, I wanted to so shouts out, let me just say this again. Shouts out to I Tribe and Rabbi Rosenberg in the actual work that he is doing in Africa and actually uniting the lost tribes of Israel. Shouts out to Rabbi Rosenberg. All right. So so today's show, we're going to get into the Kabbalah and we are going to talk about the hidden secrets of the Kabbalah. Now, I know that Mighty Hebrew is like traveling, so I'm going to conduct this interview myself. How are you doing, Rabbi? Can you hear me? Unmute your mic if you're talking. Hello. Did we lose you? Hello, hello, hello. We might have lost his audio, guys. All right. Rabbi Rosenberg, are you there? Hello. Okay, so he might have to come back. But like I said, he is doing a lot of work in Africa, funding a lot of projects to try to help unite, like I said, through his iRise project, project. Hopefully, I think that he might have stepped away and is on his way going to come back. But Mighty Hebrew is really on the ground doing a lot of work. He's actually in transit from Tanzania. He said that if he get a like stopping point, he'll be able to try to join again. That's what I'm looking at on WhatsApp. But yeah, so this is a blessing to have a person that is like not just because a lot of times you have people just saying, okay, we are the tribes of Israel. Okay, well, what's happening is okay, now you have the funding to actually unite those people and to get the information. And Rabbi Rosenberg is doing the work to unite those people. So while we wait on Rabbi Rosenberg to come on back into the frame, we'll play a little bit more of the work that Mighty Hebrew is doing over there in Tanzania. Shouts out.
That's very interesting. So what we're saying is that the names of the Bantu tribes in East Africa are actually reminder names of when they were in Israel, like chaga is a Hebrew word, haya is a Hebrew word, Ashanti means the children of Ashan. Ashan was a region in southern Judea that means smoke. Even the word Moshi is actually a Hebrew word, even though they equate that name to the mountain, Kilimanjaro, right? But Moshi was actually a family name in the Old Testament of the Bible amongst Israelites from the tribe of Judah. So that's just very interesting how words that I'm seeing in Tanzania, Kenya, and other areas in Africa, they're actually biblical names, that they're holding on these family clan names. But thank you for y'all time. Do y'all got anything to say before we go? Anything? Yes, I know Fernando always got something. Go ahead, Fernando. Tell us.
We understand him, so we want to say thank you because we get the new things from this.
Yes,
So thank you very much.
absolutely. Yo, anybody got anything to say?
I wanna busy go say something for higher, for speak higher.
Okay,
for
okay.
speak higher.
Okay.
Ongea chochote kwa Kihaya. Washukuru tu kama kushukuru hivi kwa Kihaya.
He looks like my cousin General. He looks just like General, man. What? Don't he look like General? Don't he look like General? Remember my cousin General? Don't he look like General?
Umesikia unasema kwamba tumejifunza
tukisimama kama Mungu kubaba arwebi ntudingi betwa bona ni betwa yegesha. Kwa hiyo tukisimama kama Mungu bona nganaba abaija kiwekea fumo la naye kuhusu abaya ndaza baya koze ugenda sina choga mabali sima kama Mungu.
And what did he say? So tell him in Swahili so you can tell us.
He said thank you because we meet together and also he learned something.
Absolutely.
After to meet together.
Absolutely. And tell him we're going to meet again soon.
Keep on.
Okay. Shout out to I Tribe. Shout out to Rabbi Harry Rozenberg. We're in Bukoba, Tanzania, with the Haya Tribe in the Haya village.
We also say he said that he happy because we learning many things about the higher.
Yes.
We learn about
The Hebrew.
Learn about the chaga.
Absolutely.
That's what he's doing. That's what he says.
Hallelujah. 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 Shalom, shalom.
All right. So I mean that was a very beautiful thing that you put together. So is there anything new that you've come across in your travels, Mighty Hebrew? Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, I'll be going in and out because I'm traveling. Absolutely. One of the things that I noticed that the Haya tribe does, even to this day, they still do Pesach HaKak Matzah, which is the Passover and unleavened bread. They do it every April. They also do the Sukkot, the Feast of Tabernacles. If you look at the video where I did with Sister Esther, she's breaking down how for 7 days, as prescribed in the Torah, that they separate themselves when they period come on. They don't cook, they don't clean. And as you also watch, you see how they still to this day keep the Sabbath. Even some of them that practice the religions of Christianity and Islam, they still, as a tradition, still keep the practice of the Sabbath, and you see that in the footage that I sent to you, some of the clippings that I sent to you, and they also I sent pictures of the Haya village to you, DJ Genesis, if you want to show how their homes look and stuff like that. I sent you pictures of that too. But like I said, I wouldn't have been able to do all this without the support from I Tribe. So it's dope. Where's the rabbi at?
His computer froze, so he's on his way. He's trying to put it together.
Okay. But if you want to show more footage and pictures and ask questions, so be it. I try to speak as much as I can because I'm going in and out because of travel.
Okay, so let me try to show that. Let's see.
Because it's also video clip. Show the video clip in where you see the sister. I think that's dope. Yeah. So it's definitely work is getting done, and like I said, it's cool to philosophize all day, but you need that research. What we got here, I can't really see too well. What you got there? Just describe it to me, DJ Genesis. Then I can.
So I think it's like the young lady, so the ambassador for the I Tribe, the Mighty Hebrew Prince Charlotte D in Bakoba, Tanzania, East Africa, interviews the Hebrew Bantu Haya tribe.
Yeah, and it's very interesting about this tribe because the name Haya goes back to the Hebrew word Yahweh. It's the root word for the creator, which means I will to exist or I exist. That's what the word Haya means. So to this day, you have Hebrew tribes that migrated into Tanzania, and they took on certain names and principal attributes that identified them with this particular nation and people. But if you could show the video footage also, yeah, these are all, you know, some of the youth within the Haya tribe that the chief Haya representative of the village in Bukoba. So it was very informative. There's a couple other videos I would like for you to show that that I sent to you. I think you want to see a picture of a woman. Well, on the video you want to see an image of a woman. If you could show the people that portion of the video, that'll be fine. But don't show everything because a lot of this stuff is going to be posted on iTribe. As you can see, some things are being posted now on iTribe. Hallelujah.
What's your name, brother? Okay, and you're Haya too. Okay, Haya deep over this joint. You better pray for me, Rabbi. They don't get me. Nah, I'm just joking. So it was talking about circumcision. He was saying that they circumcise in the Haya. Do the Chaga also circumcise too? Do they circumcise young boys, babies, or both?
It depends. Some they get circumcision when they born after 2-3 years. Others they be circumcised.
All right, so some after they born, some 2 to 3 years, some like 13, 14, what they say. So what I'm seeing is what you would call a form of diffusionism. So when these Israelites migrated, or these Bantu tribes from the Levant into East Africa, there were already probably other Cushitic and Nuadic tribes like the Maasai and different other tribes that may not have been of Bantu that y'all might have picked up customs. How do y'all feel about, I gotta ask, how do y'all feel about Black Americans coming back to Africa? Everybody want to know. Are y'all want us to come back home, or do y'all want us to stay in America?
Shalom, shalom.
All right, shalom. Welcome. We've been waiting on you to get
Shalom,
your
Rabbi.
Shalom, Rabbi. So, man, look, this is a really great work that you are funding. We see the hard work that Prince is doing, throughout Africa, and that is some of the information that he's doing. But today the conversation, we wanted to see show the work about the iTribe, what you're putting together as far as the tribes of Israel. if you can give us a little bit about iTribe and what you're trying to do, and then we'll get into today's lesson about the hidden secrets of the Kabbalah, if you can, sir.
Yeah, of course. Let me just make sure my audio and everything is setting. You guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can see your face and even greater.
Oh, let me try to fix that.
Kane, Robbie, we can hear you.
Okay, we good?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Perfect.
All right. So if you can give
Feel
us like
like
a little introduction about what iTribe is about, and then we'll go into the lesson about the Kabbalah. There's some questions I have pre thing questions I have, and then if there's anything you want to expound on, especially if you want us to know a specific thing, we can go there as well. But let's just get an introduction to who you are, what iTribe is about, because I mean the work that you're doing in Africa is actually pretty awesome. So shouts out to you.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm not sure how much available time we have because of all the operations and missions that are going on right now, but let's try to lock in what we can do. Uh-huh. Um, iTribe is a platform to unite the diaspora of the House of Israel. Obviously, as we know, the Jewish people are a small fraction of the greater house of the diaspora of the Israelite exile. Each tribe had a specific role and prophecy that they were going to go and play. And now it's time to all ingather and collect the dots. Part of the tribe of Judah was to hold on to the lessons of the Torah. The Jews held on to the secrets of Moses uninterrupted. So a lot of the tribes got lost and lost a lot of the teachings of Moses. But the Jewish people did not. That stayed intact from student to teacher, all the way until me today.
And so, what is iTribe? Is iTribe like a way to unite everybody to say, okay, let's get everybody together, or what is it?
Yeah, iTribe is a platform. It's like, let's all talk together about this because we're up against a common enemy. We got people against us, and they don't care if I'm Jewish or you're Israelite or Hebrew, other terms. They're gonna want to. So they want us to submit to their laws and customs and traditions. So we need to fortify ourselves as a people, first and foremost, for security.
So that's a very noble cause to put together. So without further ado, we actually did an actual whole interview discussing iTribe. If you want to check that out, go watch the initial interview that we did discussing iTribe and everything. If you want to have more information about that, I will post the link in the chat. But in the meantime, today's conversation was about the hidden secrets revealed about the Kabbalah. And so the main thing I wanted to get into is that the Kabbalah system for understanding God and the human soul. Is a Kabbalah a system for understanding God and the human soul, or is it a form of secret magic? What do the Tree of Life and 10 Sephirot Hebrew letters and 72 names of God actually represent? How much of what we have seen throughout Hollywood celebrities, red string bracelets, movie, internet, and conspiracy theories has anything to do with authentic Kabbalah? Joining us tonight is Rabbi Harry Rozenberg, who will help us separate traditional teachings from Hollywood mythology. So welcome again. You understand what I'm saying? So here we go. So for someone whose only exposure to Kabbalah may have come through Hollywood, social media, or celebrity culture, what exactly is Kabbalah and what is it not?
Well, the word Kabbalah means just the kabel, to receive. It means you received something. So that means that Moses had information. Moses knew things. And Moses taught those things to his students. Whoever received that from those students and those students and those students, they were mekabel, they were received. That's the Kabbalah. You received it from Moses. So the Kabbalah is what the secrets are of the Torah that you received from Moses, basically. And those were very secretive and protective. But this is not let me explain to you. This is not an area of expertise that people can understand, really, because you have to be a Kabbalist to understand Kabbalah. So most of the Kabbalistic terms that people talk about, they make no sense to anyone unless you have an angel or a guide or some metaphysical entity teaching you these realities. So personally, I know all about the Kabbalah, who were the Kabbalists, what their powers were, and the forces that they can control in the world. But I'm not a Kabbalist, and I don't understand anything about it.
Interesting. So, why was Kabbalah traditionally treated as a hidden knowledge and that should only be taught to spiritually mature and properly prepared students?
Well,
And
listen, if you think about this, look in the book of the book of the Torah, even where Moses kills someone with the name of God, or there's other stories where people are being brought back from the dead. These are powers that humans have access to. It means humans, we control powers to kill with our words, to resurrect people from the dead. These powers exist. So that probably is a good reason why we want to keep it secret and not something that you can just dish out to anyone to know. Because if you have the power to say a word and kill someone, it's very dangerous.
interesting. So, is it also true, that Kabbalah, that someone had to be married, a married Jewish man over 40 years old to study Kabbalah, and why?
There's a big discrepancy over here because there are certain Kabbalists who revealed the Kabbalah at the age of 8 or 9 years old. Uh, some of our greatest Kabbalists that have existed in the last thousands of years were doing Kabbalistic things at the age of 10, 12. Even my great-great-great-grandfather, the Vilna Gaon, was creating a golem. He created like a Frankenstein, a human from nothing, from Earth at the age of 12.
Wow.
This is to tell you basically like step away from this topic unless you were initiated or tapped into it.
So, can women and non-Jewish people authentically study Kabbalah, or does removing it from Judaism also remove the foundation necessarily to understand it?
Well, if you look at, there was a prophet in the Bilam in the time in the Torah who was not Jewish and still had powers to prophesize and etc. So wizardry and these powers that exist, they're for humans. They could be used in the good or the dark, or the light or the dark. And I guess there's a battle on planet Earth now for who can preserve these powers, protect them, and use them for the good. So the Kabbalists is like the school of humans that say, we're like the Jedis. We're going to preserve these powers to make sure we're going to save planet Earth with them and not use them to our for self gratification or any alternative motives.
So now that we've established what Kabbalah is, let's examine what it teaches about God, creation, and structural reality. What is Ein Sof, the infinite and unknowable aspect of God, and how can an infinite God create and interact with a limited physical universe?
I mean, I think your question is the answer. Yeah, you have Ein Sof, which is the never-ending God. Like there's no limits, there's no boundaries, there's no physical limitations to God that we can limit him to. Meaning we have 5 senses. Those are the senses we use to detect reality. Outside of that, we can't detect anything. So God is beyond what we can comprehend. It's beyond us. We're not built to understand or fathom the concept of God.
What are the 10 Sephiroth, and does the tree of right life represent the structure of creation, the attributes of God, the human soul, or all three? And does Kabbalah teach that the divine spark exists within every human being?
Oh, I mean, you're asking good questions, but these are Kabbalistic questions. Most people who are going to try to answer these questions or discuss these things, they don't know what they're talking about. So, there was a famous Kabbalist alive today called the Yanuka. He's a real Kabbalist, and he was given this from since a young age. But he says if you don't know or weren't, if this wasn't revealed to you, then you don't know what you're talking about. It's just not for you. So the 10 Sephirot, I can say what it says. Like there's, 10 layers of God's removing himself from reality and constricting himself. And this it's not for me. It's not for us. We don't understand it. So they're words like that just don't make sense to us. It's a secret school. Being a Kabbalah is just a secret school that we don't know about. And there are terms that you can say, like you're saying me terms that are Kabbalistic, but if I try to explain it to you, I would be insane.
Really? Wow. So you would sound insane.
I would sound insane. It would be an insane thing to do.
Okay. So does Kabbalah teach that a divine, or if divine energy exists within and throughout creation, why do human beings experience separation from God?
Ask that question again, please.
If divine energy exists within and throughout creation, why do human beings experience separation from God, like atheism and things like that?
I'm not sure I fully understand the question again. Let's say it again.
So, all right, let me just go back. Okay, so the Kabbalah teaches that there's a divine spark that exists within every human being. Right? That's one of the biggest teachings, right?
Every one of us has a divine spark, yes.
But if divine energy exists within and throughout creation, why do human beings experience separation from God?
Oh, I think that was something that was the purpose of reality. The purpose of the creation was to have a scenario where we were separate from God. One thing I do understand about Kabbalah and these mystical things is usually your question is your answer. So the scenario we're in, there's a purpose. There's a reason.
Good point.
Yeah. That is a good point, right? So do Hebrew letters and numbers possess spiritual significance or power, or has popular culture exaggerated that teaching?
Oh, no. That for sure we know about. The Hebrew letters are the DNA building block of reality. The 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet are the DNA code of all of reality. The vibrational source of all things come from the Hebrew letters. There is nothing in creation, nothing in reality, nothing that is not formed from the combination of Hebrew letters.
So there's like 72 names of God, and have they been misunderstood as magical words that people can use to manifest desires or control reality, as far as what Kabbalah is teaching?
It seems to be that there are certain words you could say and speak that will have effect, that will cause things to happen because you have access to the secret combination of words and letters and vibrations. These are super powers that have been known to humans since the dawn of time and forgotten seemingly, and now preserved through Kabbalah. And thank God it's not in the wrong hands, because imagine an evil guy with these powers would be terrible. There used to be evil guys with these powers. The people of Israel used to battle them. The Israelites were here to battle all the evil in the world.
You don't think that people actually know those words even now, or you think they were hidden, or
Well, there are humans alive today who know those words in the Kabbalah field, but they don't take advantage of it. You don't have Kabbalistic rabbis going around killing people or doing things, resurrecting the dead. They're not allowed to use these powers freely. They do the will of God. To be a Kabbalist, you really have to do the will of God, what God wants of you. You don't have your own will. You can't be your own egotistical wizard and think what you want to do. You want to do the will of God. If God didn't desire this human to be resurrected, you can't do that. So these powers are super guarded.
So, one big thing I hear when people talk about Kabbalah is gematria, and it's often used to uncover like numerical connections within Hebrew scripture. How can we distinguish a legitimate interpretation from someone simply finding a pattern that supports what we already believe in, what Kabbalah is teaching.
I think I lost you over there for a sec.
Oh, you couldn't hear me? Uh-oh, hello. Hello. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Or you might have to drop down and come back again. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys. We're having like a he might have to drop down and come back up. All right, give us a second. I'm sorry about that. But I think this is a really good conversation because, like I said, there's so much mystery and shrouded history when it comes to Kabbalah. Hollywood has like kind of like made this even people that talk about Hollywood and how they put certain symbolism in certain things, people will think that okay, this is really getting into, this is demonic and this, that, the other, but I don't know. So things get kind of weird, Makes y'all know. All right, let's see. Hello, can you hear me? Let me unmute him. All right, he's muted. Let's see. Okay. All right, so I think that someone wanted to come up and say something while we wait on Rabbi to come back up. Rabbi, can you come? Can you leave and come back? Hey, you gotta leave and come back, because I don't know, we just lost sound. So, oh my gosh, it's so strange. I don't know why. People are hating. I don't know. It's a hate train going on. The spirit world is hating on us. Oh just leave and come back. It's very strange, right? Yeah, it is. That's weird. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to get this thing going, but haters, I mean, this actually could prove to be a very interesting, when we get into the crux of things, to have a rabbi actually explain things. You don't really get to actually talk to a real rabbi that understands this stuff. And sometimes you have people that will report your video and do a lot of negative stuff. So it's okay. Yeah, people probably reporting the video, hating, but it's okay.
What happened? What happened?
No, I couldn't hear him anymore. People probably reporting the video. Who knows? But he'll be back.
You said, oh, you couldn't hear him?
Yeah.
So what you doing
lost
until he come back? Until he come back, put the video footage up of the sister that was speaking from the.
Okay, I will. All right, we'll do.
What's your name, brother?
My name is Hassan.
Okay, and you're Hayat too. Okay, Hayat deep over this joint. You better pray for me, Rabbi. They don't get me. Nah, I'm just joking. So it was talking about circumcision. He was saying that they circumcised.
It's the first video.
Do the Chaga also circumcise too?
Honey, we already played that first video. We played the whole thing,
young
honey.
boys, babies, or both?
I just put a thumbs up on.
They get circumcision when they born after 2 to 3 years. Others they circumcised.
All right, so some after.
No, it's not that one.
Some 2 to 3
It's
years.
not that.
We already played the first video earlier in the stream, Mighty Hebrew. We already played it. What, this one?
Shalom Bahashim Yahweh HaKodesh Yisrael. This is the Mighty Hebrew.
We already played this one. I played that. That's the first video I played.
In Mahoba, Tanzania, with the Haya tribe. Say shalom,
Yes, the first one.
Shout out to Rabbi Harry Rozenberg and I Tribe. I want to start off with Sister Esther. Shalom.
Shalom.
How you doing?
I'm good.
So tell the people who you are, what tribe you come from, and what Bantu tribe you come from.
Shalom, everybody. My name is Sister Esther. I'm from Higher People. I'm tribe.
I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
And
And I just want to deal with the women. That's it. Real quick. So I noticed since I've been in Tanzania, amongst different Bantu tribes, the Chaga and Yombo, Haya, I noticed when y'all have I'm going to call it flowers. I call it flowers. When y'all have y'all flowers, y'all separate for 7 days. Is this a part of like Haya tradition? Y'all do that?
yeah, right there. You don't have got the man is not. You can wait for 7 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking that because the Haya being connected to the Bantu speaking Hebrews, I notice in the Bible in Wayikra or Leviticus, the 15th chapter, when a woman is going through her flowers, she separates for 7 days. I also see that in Haya tradition also. So I want to shift it over. Thank you, Esther. I just wanted to ask you that. you look beautiful, by the way, too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There's another brother that's Haya. What's your name, brother? Okay. There was something that I caught that you said that was interesting. You were saying by nature that, and please translate what he said, Fernando. You were saying by nature that y'all keep the Sabbath, the Haya. Could you explain that a little bit? About the Shabbat, if I'm pronouncing it.
Sabato ni kama wale watu wa Sabato.
Sabato leo nasali Jumamosi. Wale wanasali Jumamosi na wafanye kazi yoyote. They don't go to church and stuff on Saturday. They go to Saturday, then they don't work on Saturday. They don't go.
Yaani mwambie kwa Kiswahili.
Yaani hawaendi kanisani, wanaenda kanisani Jumamosi. Na baada hapo wafanye kazi yoyote.
Jesus.
They're
They're talking about the Sabbath. How many of the Hayas still uphold the Sabbath. They don't work. They don't do anything. Some of them go to temples or churches. Okay. Can y'all tell me some stuff in English? So, what are y'all saying?
Sabato, they go to pray Saturday.
Okay.
So that they don't work. Saturday and Sunday, they don't work. They don't do anything. Yeah. Okay. Sabato, they don't.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Man, sorry. You know what? Right when we were getting into the good stuff, gematria, that's when everything gets all weird. Like, oh, no, we can't be talking about gematria. All right, so the question was, gematria is often used to uncover numerical connections within Hebrew scripture. How can we distinguish a legitimate interpretation from someone simply finding patterns that support what they already believe?
No, that really comes down to if you're on a tradition from Moses' teachings or if you made something up yourself. So when Moses revealed the whole entire secrets of reality to Joshua, to the prophets, to the elders, and taught everyone what he learned from God, that's it. If you're not on that chain, you're making something up.
Right. So there's like a lot of like gematria websites that you can like so-called like pull things together. Are those things legitimate, or what do you think?
There could be truth to it, to be honest. If you see a certain really cool gematrias aligning and etc., the whole thing is built on mathematical code. Or like discovering the matrix, the code of the matrix from within. It's something realistic could be there.
So, Kabbalah, is really meant to like kind of answer a lot of questions, like why are we here? Some of humanity's deepest questions. Where did our souls come from? What happens after death, etc. What does Kabbalah teach about the different levels of human soul?
Yeah, I mean the soul comes down here, does what it's got to do, rectifies itself, fixes itself, and goes towards the next place.
So is there a reincarnation? Is there like a belief in
We definitely
reincarnation?
believe in reincarnations. There are certain people who are born as a new soul and were not reincarnated. There are certain people who are reincarnated. If you didn't finish your mission, you get reincarnated. So it's very metaphysical stuff.
Mm. So what are Gilgul or reincarnation and Tikkun, the spiritual correction a soul may return to complete?
A Gilgul is translated in Hebrew as like a rotating, reincarnating soul. Like you've come back again. You have to come back to do a tikkun, to rectify something. You've your position in the higher levels of the heavens. You're not so locked in on your chill over there. So like you need to come back here to do some work to like go back to the heavens to have legitimacy. Something along those lines is a tikkun. You have to rectify. So you got to come back down here. This is like we're in a simulation now where we get tested and to see if we're really legitimately cool enough to hang out with God's entourage.
I'm gonna like take this off of Kabbalah a little bit and get into some really weird stuff. What do you think about the white light? Do you think that some people say don't go to the white light because it makes you gonna have to repeat over again? But if you choose not to go to the white light after when you're like during death, that white light is the actual thing that makes you repeat over and over again. That's what the Gnostics say. Are you aware about the white light that people see during a near death experience?
This likely has to do with the pineal gland and the secretion of DMT, dimethyltryptamine, at the time of death. It's a very complicated subject. I suggest people research the pineal gland and dimethyltryptamine, DMT, and light. And this is very complicated subjects to understand.
So, can an unresolved spiritual pattern follow a soul from one lifetime or one generation to another? Like, say if I'm like my great grandmother had like an unresolved situation, does it like be like a curse, like a generational curse?
That could happen. You could rectify things generations later on a soul for sure.
So, if everything ultimately comes from God, where does evil originate?
Evil?
Yes.
Evil, I think, originates from our request. The soul of Adam requested that there be an alternative to not only goodness, so that there should be an option. So we should earn our goodness. We should earn our portion to show like that this is to measure us, to mark us.
So what are the Klipot and the Sitra Atra, sometimes called the spiritual shells, and the other side? Are they literal forces, psychological conditions, or both?
Oh man, so I'm really not qualified to really be discussing this stuff. This is Kabbalistic terms, but these are layers of klipot, are things that try to hide divinity, to hide God's presence in the world, where you don't think there's divine presence, you don't think God's here, but God really is here. There's so many mysterious things.
Right. So this all gets us into the Hollywood conversation, because the main thing. Let's move from the Hollywood's fictional, aspect of Kabbalah and with the truth. So when Madonna and other celebrities publicly embraced Kabbalah, did that introduce people to an authentic spiritual tradition or transform it into Hollywood lifestyle brand? What do you
Yeah,
think?
that actually has nothing to do with Kabbalah. So, like, whatever Madonna and this stuff was, they're not really in touch with a rabbi who was on a chain from Moses, etc. There were, however, when Moses left Egypt with the Israelites, we recall he brought with him the Erev, the mixed multitude, Egyptian wizards, left with the Israelites and joined the people of Israel, and they stayed inside of the people of Israel throughout the generations. So that means that there's impure wizardry that infiltrated the Israelites 3,000 years ago.
So why did this red string bracelet? Is that like something that's connected to real Kabbalah or something else? Like the red bracelets and are they believed to provide a spiritual protection like those red bracelets, or is that like a real thing, or is that like a
Yeah,
commercial thing?
no, these are all things in the metaphysical realm. These are all things that angels and the demons and etc. that we don't know about. It's beyond our comprehension to understand these matters. But there are things like that. Yeah, you wear the rings, and there are things you can do, and incantations. There's so much mystical depth out there, but it's all hidden from us.
So do you think that celebrity culture created a misconception that Kabbalah is mainly about manifesting wealth, fame, protection, and personal success, and that's not really the true meaning of Kabbalah?
I don't know.
And have you heard of like the law of attraction? Remember the law of attraction? Is that a Kabbalic teaching? Like that whole like thoughts equals things and this, that, the other. Is that like that whole like manifestation art that's been going on lately?
Oh, there is the power of we can create, we will things into existence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can want things to happen. We are creators ourselves, for sure. And we have to be very careful with that, as being a co-creator with Hashem, with God.
So Kabbalah is frequently connected to online to like Freemasonry, the Illuminati, and hidden symbolism in movies and music videos. Are there legitimate historical connections, or are people combining Jewish Kabbalah and Western occultism and conspiracy theories?
Well, that's where I'm thinking that these Egyptian guys who snuck out of Egypt with Moses and the Erev, who came in, and they probably, oh, not probably, they were not trustworthy people to have these secrets, and so then it became mixed and used inappropriately, these powers.
So you think that the people like that took from the Kabbalah and then used that information in a negative way?
Yeah, there was definitely people back in the day who took this information and used it for negative and evil, dark things.
So how can viewers that are watching this right now distinguish authentic symbolism from coincidence and an internet pattern seeking?
Well, you have to find a tzaddik. You have to find a righteous person, like a tzaddik who's like, you want a wizard, like, Gandalf, Gandalf the Great, from, excuse me, from Lord of the Rings. He's the guy you want to have the power. Like, he's got the power. Like, yeah, you trust him because he's a good guy.
Right.
If the ring falls in the wrong hands, God, yeah, very dangerous.
So what is the ring actually a Kabbalic story?
The what?
The ring. Remember the ring?
The ring?
Yeah, the ring.
What about a ring?
You never seen the movie The Ring?
I'm not
Lord,
too
no, I'm sorry, the Lord of the Rings. My bad, Lord of the Rings.
Oh, Lord of the Rings.
Is that
With
is that based in like somewhat Kabbalah? I'm sorry, my bad, not the Ring. The Ring is like a horror
Lord of
movie,
the
like
Rings,
about.
yeah. All of these movies, The Matrix, Lord of the Rings, all these things are pulling out of Kabbalistic concepts and terms and trying to fantasize them so we can imagine them. But certainly there are comparisons you can make to them. But there is a reality of a power that could be abused or used and for healing or for hurting.
So, what is the biggest misconception Hollywood and popular culture have created about the Kabbalah?
The biggest issue is that it's not a Jewish problem. This is an occult problem. So if there are dark stuff going on in Hollywood and they're still doing some dark stuff, that's not a Jewish issue. That's a Egyptian Erev issue. That's a more of an Egyptian occultish issue.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how can someone distinguish between legitimate Kabbalistic teacher from a person using secret knowledge, expensive courses, mystical practices, or promises to manipulate people, or just into like that kind of Egyptian thing that you're speaking of?
That's why you have to find what's called the tzaddik. A tzaddik is a righteous person, like the Rabbi Nachman or the Baal Shem Tov or the Vilna Gaon. These were all Kabbalists. These were all people who were known to use their powers to serve God's will, to do God's will. They didn't abuse the power. They used these powers to serve God.
So, what is one authentic Kabbalistic teaching that an ordinary person can safely apply to everyday life without invoking anything like negative?
Say it again.
What is one authentic Kabbalistic teaching that an ordinary person can safely apply to everyday life?
An authentic Kabbalistic teaching that you can apply to your life?
Everyday life, every day.
That's a good question. That you should dip in the mikvah. You should go to immerse yourself in water every day. The Kabbalists would go and they dip themselves in a bath of water every morning before they wake to purify themselves to like be reborn.
Like take a bath, you mean?
Not a bath. It's more of like a dunk and dip.
Like your whole body, like take your whole entire body and re-emerge, like a baptism type of a thing.
Every day, the Kabbalists are doing it multiple times a day.
Really?
Yep.
Well, water does have a frequency. I always think that water actually is a not. I don't think I sentient. I believe that water actually has a frequency and everything. That's going to get into some other weird stuff.
The greatest Kabbalists are dipping frequently, for sure.
So after removing the Hollywood imagery, celebrity branding, red strings, conspiracy theories, and promises of supernatural power, what remains at the heart of authentic Kabbalah?
The ultimate power that lies within us, the human that we contain. Each one of us is a Kabbalist. You have the same potential to be a Kabbalist just as much as I do. You just don't know the words to say. You don't know the instructions, So you have the power to kill me with words and to bring, and you could fly. You could do crazy things. You could do all these magical, powerful things. You just don't know it. I don't know it. You don't know it. We've been locked out.
Why do you think we've been locked out? What do you think that caused that lockout?
Probably some crazy people who did not use those powers for the good of the will of the creator of the universe. Like whoever created this scenario that we're in right now had intentions, and then some people probably got a little egotistical and were like, I'm going to do my own thing and not the will of the creator. And if you don't do the will of the Creator, you're in big trouble.
So, what do you think about the multiverse? Is the multiverse or the grid? Like we're living in a simulation. Is that also a Kabbalic teaching, or is that something coming from something else?
These are English words. It's hard to take a Hebrew from English, but there's a concept of we're in a non-real world. This is not the reality. The real world is in the heavens where God is. Right now we're in some type of fabricated scenario to experiment on some type of situation.
Like it's a test, right?
We're in some type of test for sure.
So, what is the difference between the Coptic belief that we're in, like with the demi? Are you familiar with the Coptic? No, I'm sorry, not Coptic. I mean, Gnostic. Are you familiar with the Gnosticism where you have the Sophia and we're in like this prison planet and things like that? Are you familiar with that?
No, if it's not something that a student from Moses to Moses' chain was taught, I don't dibble dabble in it. It's because it's someone's homegrown thoughts. I
Because you know, I
only
think the
study
Gnostics.
what was taught to me from my scholarship of rabbi to rabbi to rabbi all the way to Moses. Outside of that, I'm not so interested in hearing what anyone has to say.
With that whole Gnostic teaching, you know.
Yeah, it's all meaningless to me. With this philosopher thought or this thinker, this none of it means nothing to me.
Wow. So let's get back into the Kabbalah. Like, so who was able in Judaism to actually practice Kabbalah in tradition?
Who?
Was that like a Levitical like a priesthood that practiced this, or just anybody that got their hands on that knowledge?
Well, back in the time of the desert, when the Israelites were wandering in the desert for 40 years, they were all Kabbalists. They all had powers. They were all prophesizing. As the generations have gone forth, we've become more materialistic and less spiritual, and we've lost these powers over time.
You know, what's interesting is that it was a friend of mine who actually had been in prison for like 12 years, and he actually had some Kabbalic books, and a friend of mine, I think that she took one of them. I'm not sure, volume whatever 16, or because they're different books, and I think when I asked, okay, how do you read this? Because everything was written in Hebrew, and they told me, this is crazy, like that. Just look at the letters, and eventually, understanding will come upon you. You will be able to read it, right? And she was actually reading, like looking at it, like every day you look at it, and eventually you'll know what it says. I know this sounds crazy, right? And after she continued to look at it every single day, she realized that she had to read it the other way. Like that she was reading it the wrong way. Like something told her, you're looking at the letters in the wrong, like instead of left from right, right to left.
Oliver.
Like, crazy, right? So like what do you think about that? I mean, have you ever read the Kabbalah actually like in Hebrew? And is that the same method, or did someone kind of lie to her?
Yeah, you want to explain that question again, if you don't mind?
So like I had like a bunch of Kabbalah books that I was inherited by somebody that had, I don't know how he got the books. I got inherited them. And then a friend of mine asked me for, I'm not sure what volume it was, whichever book it was, because Kabbalah have different like books, right? And so she asked to see the one, but I think it was like 36. I'm not sure which book it was. And and someone said that if you want, because it was all written in Hebrew, 100% Hebrew. There was no English translation, nothing. And whoever, I forget who it was, says that if you want to understand what it is, you just look at the words, and eventually you will understand just by looking at the word, how they're the actual way I don't know how they're shaped, or I don't know, that you'll understand. Like understanding will come upon you at some point. So every day she read and was trying to read it, right? But what happened is she was reading it right to left. Something told her to start looking at this the opposite direction. Like something came into her head, like you're looking at it in the wrong direction. And she was and she was able, oh, okay. And then she started to look at the opposite direction. And I don't know if she ever got to understand what it meant or whatever, but because I lost touch with her, but it was interesting, like that the actual shapes of the Hebrew words begin to speak to you. Are you familiar with that concept?
This sounds a little already beyond my pay grade. There's ways the Kabbalists would envision letters and combine letters and words in their minds and build things. But like I said, if you're not initiated, if you don't know about it, if you weren't brought into this, you're just speculating and you don't know what you're talking about. So I don't know what it means to combine letters and words to make things, but there's certain things that is a reality.
So that's the point I was trying to make, is that okay, in okay, a person has to be initiated into it. It's not like something you just grab a book and begin to look at it.
No,
And
you can't learn about this. You got to be initiated. You got to be either an angel comes to you, or Elijah the prophet, or some type of external entry into your reality taps you to do this.
interesting. Well, something external told her you're looking at it the wrong way. Whatever. I don't know. But I don't know if she actually eventually began to be able to understand what it said. But
It's hard to know who's crazy or who's not.
Right. It's she was reading it, was like, you know what, we're looking at it the wrong way, the wrong direction. So hold on, let's did you want to say something, Mighty Hebrew? Because we're gonna about to wrap this up. This has been a great, I think I've asked some pretty interesting questions. I hope that did anything that you wanted to say, Mighty Hebrew. Can't hear you. If you're talking, I can't hear you. Yeah, I can't hear if he's saying anything.
The only thing I would add is I did there's one Kabbalist alive today who's a real Kabbalist, who's a wizard, and I've seen him do wizardry stuff manipulating physical reality. They call him the Yanuka, Yanuka, Yanuka. And he makes music on Spotify, Kabbalistic music, and he's a rabbi, and he's the coolest guy I've ever met in my life. And I love him so much, and I trust him, and he's using the powers correctly. And I once recorded him giving a lecture in Hebrew on the secrets of Kabbalah, and it's on my YouTube channel, and it's in Hebrew but with English subtitles on the bottom. So if you're really so curious and you made it this far into the lecture to really understand more, go to my YouTube channel, Rabbi Harry Rozenberg YouTube channel, The Secrets of Kabbalah Revealed. It's one of the videos by the Yanuka, and you will see him talk about all the coolest secrets about Kabbalah that we're not accessible to know.
Well,
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. If y'all look at the hesitation of the Rabbi, it's a reason behind it, because
Mighty Hebrew, if you're on speaker, take your thing off speaker and talk directly into the phone. Yeah, honey, we're gonna have to come back and bring you back on because we can't hear what you talk about, child. Anyway, we can't hear you, honey.
Yeah, you hear me?
No, we can't hear you. You got to come back when you're not traveling. So, man. So, any final words before we wrap this up? Thank you so much for joining. This has been a great just a surface level understanding about the Kabbalah, and I hope that we'll be able to. There was that one question about the Garden of Eden I wanted to talk to you about, but we could probably come and do that another time.
You know what? You there's something there, but the lady you sent, she's not fully on it. But there's something there. Let's save that for another episode, and we'll blow our minds out.
That's going to be awesome. I think that's going to be a really cool one right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll expose some great evils in the world. I love you all so much. It's been real. Thank you for today, and we'll stay in touch.
All right. Thank you. Peace.
God bless.
Much love, guys.
Just when I thought I couldn't find my way out, yeah, I searched the God in me to find my way out. I know it can seem way out, but the Creator flows to and through me from way out. I'm talking way out, yeah. See if you believe in the God in you, it's a better place.